Welcome to Ping 24 Updates. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Explosions rocked central Russia. A strategic facility was ablaze. But hours earlier, in the pre-dawn blackness, the story began. A Ukrainian drone, codenamed Phoenix, sliced through the night sky. Its target, the Alabuga Special Economic Zone, where thousands of Shahed-style drones were built. Phoenix carried a thermite warhead, designed to burn hotter than steel. In a distant bunker, operators watched, hearts pounding. The Phoenix flew on, a ghost in the machine of war. The world would soon know what happened in the dark. The mission was codenamed Phoenix Fire, a deliberate name, signifying rebirth from ashes. Ukraine aimed to burn Russia's drone capabilities to the ground and reshape the strategic landscape. Conceived in secret by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, the GUR, the plan targeted the Yelabuga-Alabuga complex, Russia's largest drone factory. Heavily fortified, the facility was believed impenetrable. The GUR aimed to prove otherwise. At 4:15 a.m., the Phoenix had been airborne for hours, flying low to evade radar. Every detail was meticulously planned. The flight path exploited gaps in Russian air defense, and the timing coincided with a shift change, a moment of human vulnerability. The Phoenix was a new generation weapon, purpose-built for stealth and precision. Its composite airframe minimized radar signature. Its systems were hardened against interference. Unlike the noisy Shahed drones, the Phoenix was nearly silent, a predator built for this mission. Its thermite charge was engineered to start an unstoppable fire, not just destroy a building. The goal, cripple an entire supply chain, halting drone production at its source. Destroying Alabuga would drastically reduce Russia's attack drone output, saving lives and giving Ukraine breathing room. This single drone carried the weight of a nation's hopes. It was a silver bullet aimed at the heart of Russia's war machine. The mission was audacious, but the stakes demanded nothing less. The Phoenix pressed on, every kilometer a victory. The world would soon see the impact of this strike. Ukraine was rewriting the rules of the conflict. The Phoenix was more than a weapon, it was a statement. The countdown to impact had begun. The future of the war hung in the balance. The first challenge came not from the enemy, but from friendly forces. As the Phoenix neared the front lines, it appeared on a Ukrainian air defense battery's screens. An unidentified, fast-moving object. Standard procedure: engage unknown aircraft in a combat zone. The battery commander gave the order: target acquired, prepare to fire. In the GUR bunker, tension spiked. They saw their own air defense tracking the Phoenix. A frantic, encrypted message: stand down, friendly asset. Communications lagged. The missile system's targeting laser painted the Phoenix. The drone's sensors screamed a warning. The operators faced a choice: take evasive action and risk the mission, or hold course and trust the message would get through. The lead operator decided, hold course, trust the system. It was a gamble. Suddenly the targeting laser vanished. The warning alarms fell silent. The message had been received. The missile battery stood down. Relief swept through the bunker. The Phoenix was safe. It had survived its first test: friendly fire. The drone pressed on, leaving the chaos of the front lines behind. Now, it was alone, moving deeper into hostile territory. The operators refocused. The real danger lay ahead. The mission's margin for error had vanished. Every decision mattered. The Phoenix had proven its resilience. The operators' nerves were steel. The drone's journey was far from over. The next challenge would come from the enemy. The Phoenix flew on, undeterred. The mission's success depended on every second. The operators watched, breathless. The drone was now truly on its own. The test of nerves had only just begun. The drone crossed into Russian-controlled territory. No border, no sign, but the operators felt the shift. Every sensor, every radar, every listening post was now an enemy. The Phoenix was a trespasser, flying low over a patchwork of fields and forests. Its course zigzagged, following river valleys and low terrain masking to evade radar. The operators in the bunker were laser-focused, each monitoring flight systems, electronic threats, and navigation data. They were unseen pilots, guiding their charge through a maze of dangers. Calm, technical voices filled the bunker, altitude stable, no new signals, on course. This was the most perilous part of the journey, hours of flying undetected through Russia's dense air defense network. Russia had invested heavily in protecting its strategic assets. The Phoenix was challenging that entire system. Each kilometer deeper was a small victory, a demonstration that Russia's vastness was not a shield, but a vulnerability. The drone was a digital barnstormer hugging the earth. The tension was palpable. The operator's teamwork was flawless. The Phoenix pressed on, undetected. The mission's success depended on their skill and the drone's technology. The world below remained unaware. The Phoenix was a ghost in enemy airspace. Every second was a test. The operators watched, unwavering. The drone flew on. Suddenly, the drone's GPS signal vanished. Satellite link lost. The Russians had begun their electronic assault, jamming and spoofing GPS to confuse incoming threats. Any weapon relying on GPS would be lost, but the Phoenix was ready. Its advanced turn system, terminal reconnaissance and navigation, came online. Using a vision-based system, the drone matched live camera images to a 3D terrain map stored on board. It navigated by sight, immune to fake radio signals. Russian countermeasures escalated, broadcasting false GPS data to lure the drone into a trap. But the Phoenix trusted its own eyes, not external signals. The operators watched as the drone corrected for wind, adjusted its course, and pressed on as if the jamming didn't exist. This was Ukraine's secret weapon, a technological leap that nullified Russia's key defenses. The Phoenix was now a ghost, navigating through an electronic fog. The path to Alabuga remained open. The drone's autonomy was its greatest strength. The operators marveled at the system's flawless performance. The Phoenix was unstoppable. The Russian jammers had failed. The mission was still on track. The drone pressed forward, undeterred. The first sign of detection came from a Russian Nabo-M radar, a faint, intermittent blip. The target was small, slow, and low. The crew marked it as an anomaly. Major Volkov, the senior officer, wasn't convinced. He ordered a close watch, but it was 5:45 a.m. Just in Chirnay's time change. The night crew was tired, the day crew distracted. The logbook entry about the blip was overlooked. For 15 critical minutes, nobody paid attention. The drone continued, unmolested. By the time the day shift commander reviewed the logs, the drone was 50 kilometers closer. Panic set in. The contact was now clear, an aircraft on a direct course for Alabuga. Alarms blared, fighter jets scrambled, mobile air defense units went on high alert. But it was too late. The system was reactive. The drone was proactive. The Phoenix's unusual flight characteristics confused threat assessment systems. Was it a reconnaissance drone? A weather balloon? A civilian plane? This hesitation cost precious seconds. While Russian defenses scrambled, the Phoenix closed in on its target. The drone's purpose was clear and unwavering. The final approach had begun. As the Phoenix neared Alabuga, it entered the final layer of defense, a wall of electronic warfare. Russia activated its Repellent 1 system, flooding the airwaves to sever the drone's command link. The operator's video feed flickered, telemetry became intermittent. But the Phoenix was built for autonomy. Its final flight path and target were already loaded. The drone was now on its own, a true fire-and-forget weapon. Next, the SERP VS-5 system targeted the drone's electronics, blasting it with digital noise. The drone's flight path wavered, altitude dropped, but its systems were hardened and shielded. The Phoenix's software filtered out the attack, isolated affected systems, and rerouted controls. The drone stabilized, corrected course, and pressed on. It had weathered the electronic storm. The last non-physical defense was breached. Only concrete and steel stood between the Phoenix and its target. The operators watched, powerless but hopeful. The drone was unstoppable. The mission was seconds from completion. The Phoenix had survived the invisible gauntlet. The Alabuga factory appeared on the horizon, a vast industrial park. The drone's targeting system locked onto Building 8, the main assembly hall. The Phoenix began its terminal dive, accelerating toward the target. On the ground, defenses sprang to life. Machine guns and cannons fired wildly. But the drone was small, fast, and coming almost vertically. Its final approach was steep and brief, minimizing exposure. The Phoenix shrugged off stray rounds. It was too close, too fast. The physical defenses were too little too late. The drone crashed through the roof of Building 8. The thermite warhead detonated. No conventional explosion, just a blinding white flash. Incandescent heat erupted inside the building. The Phoenix had delivered its fire. The mission was complete. The thermite charge burned at over 2,500 degrees Celsius, igniting everything around it. Rows of drones, packing materials, and chemicals erupted in a furious blaze. Secondary explosions rocked the assembly hall. Workers arriving for the morning shift saw black smoke pouring from the roof. The roof glowed red, sagged, and collapsed inward. Fire crews were helpless, the blaze was too intense, the heart of Russia's drone factory was consumed. Production at Alabuga halted for months, crippling Russia's drone supply. A single drone had bypassed advanced defenses and destroyed a critical war asset. The news was a massive morale boost for Ukraine, a demonstration of technological prowess. Operation Phoenix Fire had lived up to its name. From the ashes, a new reality was born. Distance was no longer a defense. The war had changed, forever,